Have you ever thought about how you could captivate an audience with your wit, your charm, your capability? Well, perhaps you would be a great MC. Today we're going to talk about how to become a professional MC, and I've been doing this for over 20 years. I'm excited to share this with you. How do you become a professional MC? What does MC stand for? MC is short for Master of Ceremonies. Sometimes it's just M.C, other times EMCEE. But a Master of Ceremonies is really the glue and the thread of the entire event. And there are some incredible MCs that I've seen through the years that just make me go, wow, that was so great. The role of an MC is truly to engage the audience, to entertain them, to keep things interesting, and to never let the energy down. It's also important that the MC is so good, you hardly notice how good they are. That's a real tricky one. I've seen some MCs that are so good, I don't even want to hear the speaker. That's a problem when the MC is better than everybody else. But the MC can be better than everybody else in terms of speakers, and yet they can still somehow weave their way through, making it so that you don't even notice that. You just know this event is awesome. I can't wait for the next speaker to come out. So a great MC is really good at introducing and honoring other people coming to the stage. An MC is confident. An MC knows their path and their pattern, their reason for doing what they're doing. They also have done a whole lot of homework to make it so that they are a great MC. Some of the best MCs in the world are very famous people, like you would imagine, people that have done the Oscars and the Grammys and things like that, such as Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, Ellen DeGeneres, Hugh Jackman. Yeah, he's awesome. These are very famous people, right? You know of them. But then there are also MCs that are not necessarily making those big award shows on TV. They're MCs that do it for a living at corporate events and for those really important award shows for companies. And they actually bring in MCs and pay them really well to do that. Some of the best ones out there you should check out. My friend Quinn Conyers. You need to check out Quinn. She's amazing. She wears these cool outfits with the cool sneakers. She's got her signature style, signature moves. But Quinn keeps everything rolling, and she's well-spoken and professional and makes it fun. Another one of my favorites of all time is Jessica Pettit. Jess Pettit is one of the most hilarious humans on earth, but she can also take the political commentary that may have been happening at the event or the feeling of what's going on socially at the event, and she ties it all together to bring out the next speaker. It's brilliant. Another one that I've spoken on many videos on this channel about is my friend Jeff Savilico. Jeff Savilico might be considered the greatest MC in the corporate world today. He is hired by companies over and over again. What's exciting about becoming a professional MC is that you get hired over and over again. You see, the secret is that a lot of people are hired as a speaker and then they don't get to come back. But an MC becomes a part of the company's culture and then they get to come back over and over again. This is what Jeff Savilico has perfected. He becomes such a part of those events because he's an entertainer who has a powerful message. He's so well spoken. He's so gracious. He dresses the part. He looks the part. He just commands the stage. Yes, he started as a juggler and then he became a Las Vegas headliner. Now he's become this host that every company needs to have because he's so entertaining, but he honors every speaker that comes to stage and they feel like they're his best friend. He is a masterful MC. Another one I love, who's a great friend, Scott Bloom. Yeah, Scott is so funny. He started as a comedian. He's an actor. He's a Hollywood guy, but he's also become one of the great MCs you can bring in for any event. These are people that are just on this level that have not quite been discovered by Hollywood, and thank goodness for that, because corporations around the world utilize their talents every single day as a professional MC. First, you need to develop your own unique style. How do you do that? Well, you start to figure out what it is that you're good at. How could you bring someone to stage? How could you make this entertaining or educational or interesting? Maybe you have a psychology background. How can you weave that throughout? There's all kinds of different ways to make your talents known as a great MC. The secret truly is to lean into your signature moves and own that which you truly are. That makes it really special and effective. Then we need to master the art of engagement. However you engage somebody, think about it, whether it's on stage or in a conversation with somebody, because really, as an MC, you're having a conversation with an audience that's there. And so maybe you're really funny. Maybe you're a musician. Maybe you're just really great at telling stories. Then do that as the MC. Utilize your talents and your your gifts and engage with the audience and what they see that they want, right? So as you're on stage, you can see that they're getting bored. So can you make them more entertained? Or there is a time when they might seem too entertained for the potentially more serious speaker that's about to come out on the stage. And so you need to calm things down and get everything settled so you can bring this different level speaker out on stage. Those are part of your jobs as an MC. So you need to be able to be malleable, to adjust quickly, to see what's going to happen next, and to help the audience connect those dots. That's how you engage, and that is a true art. So how do you build the skill set of being an MC? There's plenty of ways. You could volunteer to be the MC for your next event. You could take an improv class. There are opportunities everywhere to make this possible. For example, have you ever done a Zoom call with the company you work for? If you have, who's the MC? Maybe you're thinking, there isn't an MC. Well, then it should be you. Offer to be that person. That would be amazing. Your company would probably be like, wow, I didn't know that he had that in him. And then the next thing you know, they'll ask you to MC the awards show at their event. Maybe you'll be taking the jobs of the professional MCs before you even become an actual paid MC. But the point is, there are opportunities everywhere to practice this. There are some great resources as well, like the National Speakers Association, that's where I've met many of the great MCs, and I'm so grateful for those associations. And along with the National Speakers Association, networking and marketing yourself is such an important part of all of this. You see, what happens is when you start to be an MC, other MCs find out about you because companies are talking about you. And so you want them to know that you're available as an MC, and also within your friend network, you become somebody that they can refer. So I referred to my friends, Jeff Savilico and Scott Bloom, prior in this video. We actually have a mastermind group with a couple of other guys that are also speakers, entertainers, and MCs and hosts. We call ourselves the Dream Crushers, which is just a funny name among us. But we have a mastermind. That's what I'm saying. Mastermind and create with other people, groupings or masterminds with people you want to become like and see how they do their business. They have success that you want. You can learn from them, and perhaps when they can't do an event, they could refer you. When I made a big transition from entertainer for Las Vegas events over into being a keynote speaker for leadership, that's kind of a big jump because a lot of people think, well, an entertainer can't really teach us leadership. It was a transitionary phase for me, and I went from entertainer to speaker, and in the middle of that bridge, I became an MC. Here's what happened. Companies were having a hard time knowing how I could be the speaker. And so I'd say, well, hire me as the entertainer, and I'm going to come in and offer being an MC for you as well. They made me do that for free until finally they realized I was such a good MC, they wanted me to also speak. So it helped me bridge the gap to where I wanted to be. Some people want to be the MC as the top of their dream. And so as you offer to do this, I would recommend you just offer to be there. Show value, serve, be agile, be the person who can show up and make something of an event that's potentially really stale. And you bring your talents, gifts, entertainment, whatever it might be, to this event that nobody else can do. That's your signature moves, and that's how you can get more MC opportunities. There are so many rewards to being an MC. I'll be candid with you. Getting to introduce some of my heroes to stage and people I really look up to has been such a great honor. If you're familiar with some of the great speakers of all time, I've had the opportunity to introduce to stage people like Les Brown. Les is one of the greatest speakers in the world, and to introduce him and how he changed my life as a young speaker, that was a thrill of a lifetime. I've had the opportunity to introduce to stage people like Patricia Heaton. If you ever saw Everybody Loves Raymond, she was the mom and wife on the show. Just a brilliant woman, and I got to interview her on stage. What a great honor. There have been other really famous people I've had the opportunity to be on stage with and to introduce. And perhaps one of the most astounding is a guy named Chuck Norris. Yeah, I got to introduce Chuck Norris to the stage. In fact, I grew my beard out just so that I could introduce him and feel authentic about it, but then he showed up without his beard that day. So it was almost a comedy bit. But Chuck Norris was very nice. It's funny for me to be able to say, yeah, Chuck's my buddy. Well, he's not really my buddy, but I got to introduce him on the stage. What I'm saying is that there are so many rewards to being an MC, whether it's rubbing shoulders with somebody you've looked up to your whole life, or just having the opportunity of knowing that you're helping an event go from A to Z. Sometimes it's just a quick 3-hour award show. Other times it's a multi-day event. Whatever you choose to do as an MC, I hope that you'll give it a shot. I hope that you'll believe in yourself. There is money to be made at it. There is opportunity for yourself. And maybe you're also wanting to become a keynote speaker. Whatever you want to create of your life, obviously you can develop with being an MC to becoming a speaker, an entertainer, a trainer, a coach. There's so many different ways to do it. And if you're looking to do more of that, I'd love to help you. If you want to email me, jason@jasonhewlett.com, I'd love to talk about how we can help turn your dreams into reality and to develop into a professional MC. Thanks for joining me.